The Emerald Silence. In the heart of the city, the world was a jagged chorus of sirens and shouting. Anna lived within the clockwork, her days measured by the frantic hum of the subway and the flickering glow of screens. She felt like a glass vase filled with too much static, waiting for a crack to appear. In her pocket, she felt the familiar crinkle of the only thing that made sense anymore: her grandfather Lachlan's old, hand-drawn map of the North. The map didn't lead to a treasure chest or a forgotten city. It led to a place Lachlan called the Great Breath. Leaving the concrete behind, Anna traveled until the buildings dissolved into rolling hills and the gray sky turned a deep, bruised purple. At the edge of the Green Highlands, she stepped off the bus and into a world where the only schedule was the movement of the mist. The air in the Green Highlands didn't just flow, it lived. It was heavy with the scent of damp moss and ancient stone, pressing against Anna's skin like a cool, welcoming hand. As she began her climb, the silence of the hills felt different from the silence of her apartment. This wasn't an absence of noise, it was a presence of something much deeper. She stopped by a rushing burn to check the map. Lachlan's handwriting was spindly but sure. "Look for the stone heart where the wind sleeps," he had written in the margin. Anna traced the ink with her thumb, imagining his weathered hands holding this same paper years ago. She felt a thread of connection stretching across time, pulling her further into the emerald wild. As the sun began to dip behind the peaks, painting the ridges in gold, Anna saw it. Tucked into the fold of two great hills was a small stone bothy. It was barely visible, its roof covered in a thick carpet of emerald turf that matched the landscape perfectly. It looked as though the mountain had simply grown a small room for a weary traveler to rest in. The door of the bothy creaked open on leather hinges. Inside, the air smelled of dry peat and old wood. There was a simple wooden bunk, a small hearth, and a single window that looked out over the glen. Anna dropped her heavy pack, and for the first time in years, the static in her head began to fade. That night, Anna built a small fire in the hearth. The orange flames licked at the stones, casting dancing shadows on the walls. She didn't reach for her phone or look for a distraction. She simply sat, watching the embers pulse like a slow heartbeat. The Highlands were teaching her the first lesson of the wild: how to be still. When morning came, the world was wrapped in a vibrant, glowing green. This was the emerald silence Lachlan had promised. Anna walked out into the dew-soaked grass, the mist clinging to her sweater. The valley was so quiet she could hear the beat of a raven's wings high above and the soft sigh of the earth as it woke. Suddenly, a movement caught her eye. Across the narrow glen, a great stag emerged from the mist. His antlers were like a crown of dry branches. He stopped and looked directly at Anna. Neither moved. In that shared moment of stillness, Anna realized that the peace she had been searching for wasn't something to find, but something to enter. Anna stayed in the bothy for 3 more days, long after her food began to run low. When she finally shouldered her pack to leave, she didn't feel like a glass vase anymore. She felt like the hills, steady, deep, and full of a quiet strength. She tucked the map away, knowing she wouldn't need it to find her way back to the silence ever again.